Hey y'all, 8/6/2020, or even later tonight. I apologize. I'd like to have it done later in the day to have a good message for y'all to wake up to. Anyway, tonight's message, I want to bring uncertainty. With all the uncertain times, everybody's got to question that uncertainty. So with all of this, with all the explosions and everything going on in the world, um, there's uncertainty with that, the COVID thing, the school for parents, and then maybe just uncertainty for people that are parents that don't have custody of their kids or part-time custody, something like that. That's also got to be difficult in uncertain times. So, how do you fight that? How do you fight that? I like to look at prayer because I think anything through God. I'm going to tell you, I've talked about it before, but the blessings that come. So somebody had asked, God doesn't necessarily, he didn't answer my prayer or whatever it is. You have to really, truly submit yourself, but you also have to know what humble is. Once you find humble in yourself and you put God first in your life, number one, it's God number one, you number two. And then number two is you, your family, your friends, everything like that. It's all good. But you got to take everything else out. So take what's happening in the world. Take the TV out of the equation. The TV doesn't do any good for anybody, and what they're spreading is a lot of nonsense. Anyhow, uncertainty. So there's definitely some Bible verses for this, and it's amazing to me that any problem we could face as humans, or any troubles we're facing, whether it's money or it doesn't matter. It's the fact that if we're facing problems, we can find them in the light of God. We can look at the message, what was written about that message. It's unreal that people have been dealing with that for days. Bear with me here. I'm trying to bring electronics into this, and it's not working very well. Here we go. All right. I'm so sorry about that. That was like, wow. Okay, so he's uncertain, right? He's uncertain about the message. First, we're going to go to Philippians chapter 4, verses 6 through 7. What it says is, do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be known to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. Are you out there? That's a pretty good one. I got a couple of them, though, and they're back to back, so we're going to go back up. What does Jeremiah say? Chapter 29, verse 11 says, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope, right? That's strong, right? So to have hope for the future, trust in God. You got to trust in him. And we're going to go to another one of my favorites. This one's Psalm chapter 55, verse 22. It says, cast your burden on the Lord, and he will sustain you. He will never permit the righteous to be moved. All right, so when you're one with God, it makes you righteous. If you've had life lessons, that makes you a soldier. Now, what is a soldier? My definition of God's soldier, okay, the ones that have been through it and can't understand it, and, they just somehow got through absolutely everything. okay, and it was just to make them stronger. And it wasn't that we couldn't deal with it, but there was a special thing for God's soldiers, okay. But at the end of the training, you know, at the end of the hard times or going through it repetitive, um, it's it happens. It's light in your life. Um, my life has been absolutely blessed, and it's because I did the right thing by everybody. So God's people, and it's because I was one with God. Okay, so when you hit bottom, you got no place to go. All you got to do is look up. Let your faith be stronger than anything else. Let that connection and the light of God come into your life. Okay, let it come into your life. Embrace it. Grab it and run. Don't look back. The past, it's already behind you. Listen, the past is gonna still be there, but we don't need the past. It's about how we're gonna make our lives right for today and tomorrow, for us, for our families, for our kids. How are we gonna be prepared? How can we be? We got to be mentally prepared. We got to be physically prepared, and we got to be stronger than people say we are, right? Because we are. We got to be stronger than people say we are. Tough times, right? We're going to get through it. We're going to get through it together. And we're going to do it by the grace of God. Share this message tonight and join me tomorrow. I promise it'll be a good message. I'll be more prepared, not as frantic, but it's 11 o'clock and a long day. God bless you all. I love you. Keep the light of God in your life. Keep that armor of God wrapped so tight around you that no evil, no enemy can penetrate you. And do everything in God's light. And just open your arms wide and just let the blessings rain on you. We're in a spiritual time. Our time's only going to get better. Oh, one more thing. I heard something about maybe a possible blackout. And if this happens, I'm going to still record. But if for any reason we get disconnected and I can't do this, know that there's a video for you and know that I'm thinking about you. All right? And if you need to reach out somehow, some way, let it be known, and through God, we will come together. God bless y'all. God bless our country.